riveting edition of Under the Floorboards, where we laugh at the creature psycho bomb of the night. I am your host, John, joined this week by the beautiful cast of Deadly Endings, the much anticipated film of 2025 so far. Very excited for this, especially after your first Indiegogo campaign did so well. And here we are going to talk a little bit today about your finishing funds, right? But first, let's go ahead and introduce the cast and crew. First, we have, if I say that you are doing something that you are not doing on Deadly Endings, that's because I know you to be doing it on something else. I'm saying that because I'm looking at Doug first. So producer, actor, Doug Perfido. Am I saying that right?
You got it right.
Give it up, everybody. Producer, actor, Jeff Dakota. Give it up.
Yeah.
Super excited to have you on as well.
Pleasure to be here, John. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, director and writer of this insane project, the one and only Richard Harloss. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And something I'm really excited about, because I was talking to Jeff when I found out about the conception of this film, and I was like really trying to prod at him about who the special effects person was going to be, because I knew that this was going to be fucking insane. So give it up, Bevo, everybody.
Oh man, you were three for three on the names.
God damn it!
It was like the easiest name. It's like people say Bravo, Bravo. Like, how did you mess that one up?
Because I was reading it. I even read Bravo earlier, and it says Bevo on the fucking screen.
Oh, did I put it? I misspelled my own name on the Zoom meeting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's on you, man.
For failure.
I was like, Jeff set me up for fucking failure on this.
Welcome, Robert Beavis.
That's funny. That's right. That's my new stage name. I'm running with it.
Yeah, that's your motel sign in now.
Yeah, really.
Love it already. We're off to a great start.
Exactly. So welcome to the show where John can't read, but seriously, welcome to the show, guys. Super excited to have y'all on. The first thing I want to talk about is the first thing I brought up, and that's the fact that we are in our finishing funds right now for Deadly Endings. And a lot of people might not know what that is, so I would really like to start with Richard. What does this mean moving forward on this project?
Well, the film's in the can. It really, what it will do is allow us to attach, quite possibly like a name, out there in the horror community, that does the score or the music, for the soundtrack, to really kind of just make it, very compelling and match up with what we got nicely. Obviously the music is something that's very crucial, and sometimes the music is even known, just as much as the movie, you have things, like Jaws and, Nightmare on Elm Street and, Halloween and everything. It's just, it goes with it. So we really want somebody that fits the bill and can deliver on that, that, and then also there's going to be minimal. Mr. Bravo did an amazing job with all the practical effects, but there is like just a touch here and there of some things we have to add in, computer wise. So that's going to help us do that as well.
So there's no like pickup shots or anything like that. All of the practicals are in. And
yeah.
We're right. Okay. So this is like really just the finish line that we're trying to get to, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I can't remember. I feel like I know who you're talking about. And so this isn't official yet who is doing the music, correct?
It's not official, no. Like there's been some names thrown around. I don't want to say anything.
That's why I'm not saying it out loud. I'm not trying to.
Then they're like, it might make their rate go up if I say something, and then they're like, "Well, you've already said my name, so you have to hire."
Committed.
Yeah, I need 10 extra grand now.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'll edit out 10 minutes of this episode to do that.
That reminds me, I charge a name screw up fee. So, Rich, you're going to get that bill.
I'm getting billed. I didn't even fuck your name up, man.
I know that's called the film industry, man. That's how it works.
So it goes to me.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It goes to the most senior head of the production, I guess.
I mean, the R is near the E on the keyboard, so we'll have to let that slide.
Yeah.
So Jeff, this is and kind of like tying into this. I know you've been on the production team before, as well as acting in a lot of these films. Is this the first time that you've been an executive producer?
Yeah, this is the first time where I could honestly say this was out of all projects I've been a part of, this was the most hands-on I've ever been on a project. And I mean, Rich and I now started well over a year ago. It's on this. We met well over a year ago, and where he sent me this script, and I fell in love with it, all the three stories, and I just knew that I had to be not just like a small part of it, but I just really wanted to be, if he allowed me, which he did, as hands-on as possible to help this come to life. And I mean, I never wanted like I was reading these three stories, and I'm like, I definitely, I wanted to obviously I love acting, and I wanted to get on screen, but I never wanted to be, I guess I didn't want to be. I just wanted to be like a supporting part of the cast. And Rich tapped me to play Dunk in the segment Side Effects that Doug and I worked together on. And I really enjoyed this character, and I kind of made it my own. And it's a little bit of myself as well too. But yes, being an EP on this, it's a lot of work, a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts, emails, just gathering information, and just really just plugging, pushing, gathering up funds any which way that you can. And yeah, I mean, we all hustled, to get these funds initially to to get it to where it is now. And like Rich just said, and like what you just said, we're in the finish line now, where we just need a few more things here to get to tweak in the sound and the color and the editing and the music and the VFX and all that good fun stuff. So yeah, but it's been quite a ride, and the ride's not over yet. And then we're working on trying to right now bring the premiere in the spring to somewhere in the New England area. We're narrowing it down right now to maybe somewhere in Massachusetts, but we're also discussing that right now. So,
man, I was so excited for one of those fucking lobster rolls too. I was ready for like 4 days up there to check this place out.
I've had a few so far in the past week, so I've been indulged.
I know, because half of your Instagram is just food porn.
Yeah.
It was pizza. The entire crew every single day would go to a different pizza joint.
Yeah, I guess like New Haven, Connecticut is like known for like the best pizza. So
we had like 6 pizza boxes from 6 different places in the fridge. You couldn't even fit anything else in it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then there'd be like 10 of them on the counter and shit. It was crazy.
When I wrapped, I went right to Sally's and got like 2 and took them home. Yeah.
The one that got me, there was a clam pizza we got one night. That was the weirdest thing I ever ate. It was not bad.
I didn't eat that. I'm glad.
Yeah. But I'll try anything once.
Yeah, Dan was like, "You've never had a clam pizza before?" I was like, "You act like places just have that everywhere."
It sounds kind of perverted.
So one of the things that excites people like myself is I'm really excited for practical effects, and kind of watching the antithesis of Deadly Endings grow as a concept was like, you could feel it. You could feel just the way everybody was talking about it, that this is going to be an insanely bloody movie. So, and for the record, for everybody watching this, and I'm sure all of you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there are 3 parts to this anthology, and it is a demon story, a vampire story, and a zombie story. Correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
So, see,
That is,
I got some of it.
As Johnny Depp would say, you read that correct. You read that well.
Well, I didn't read it. I just remembered it. Somebody said it, so I figured like if I can retain what those words would look like in my head, then I could follow it to the end of time. But the important part here is we have the special effects person with us, Mr. Bevo. I did that on purpose that time.
Devo.
But seriously, Bravo. And I'm just going to call you that because that's so much cooler than your first name, anyways. But when you were doing this, is there one, and we're gonna go with this as like, all of the stories are separate but equal. But was there one in particular out of those three that you were just like so excited for? Like you were like, I can't believe I get to pull off this hat trick or something like that.
Yeah. I can't go into specifics. When I read it,
I'm
I think
watching.
I was, yeah, Richard's he's gonna fly out to
What?
California to kick my ass for spoilers. No, when I read it, I think I was most excited about the second one, just because there's a big character in that I was excited to make. Because when we initially, the second one we shot, I don't know the order that it'll be in the movie, the Ghost movie.
Yeah, one
But-
last shot.
Correct.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when we actually got to shooting, I think the zombie one very quickly became the one I was the most excited about because I got to play. And we let me do whatever the hell I want. Like I brought a bunch of ridiculously stupid stuff. Like, going through TSA with a bag full of legs and body parts and a boob.
Yeah.
One boob.
I kept
One
that.
boob.
Yeah.
I kept that shit. I'm not
But,
putting that on the Indiegogo. To sell. I mean, how do you
No, but
sell a fucking tit? Like we
No,
totally get
Robert,
banned
was that
for
a
life.
carry-on?
Never mind getting banned for like just that project. Like I would never be able to go on Indiegogo again if I sold a zombie tit on there.
No, that was the one that I got to have the most fun on. It was also, we had a lot of challenges. So I got to be creative. Like, I want to go into specifics about looks, but a couple of our actors were just amazing. Angel was the ultimate badass. One of her scenes is epic. One of her, the way her makeup is great. She's a trooper. I had a lot of fun on that show, but I also had a lot of fun on all of these, and I'm very lucky to have gotten to do some of the stuff I got to do. Richard.
Yeah, he had an open canvas pretty much for that shoot. It was like this location. Don't be afraid to spray the walls and get fucking crazy. So he was really at his most freedom during that one particularly.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot though. There is one shot that involves Cheney that is quite upsetting in the best way possible. So
Yeah.
I'll put that on the list too. That's in the vampire one, the package.
And that one, to be honest with you, I think that was probably the most anticipated gag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that you did. I mean, it was really like everybody that was even there was, congregated to watch it, and like it was a freaking sports event or something. And it was pretty much, we had like, I mean, I'm not going to say that we wouldn't have been able to have a second take or something, but it really kind of rode on like, let's get this right the first time.
Let's do it right.
Yeah. And we did. And it was fucking, it's crazy, man. It's got to be one of the top craziest things in a film, I would think. I mean, just so much anticipation leading up to that. It was like, we couldn't wait for that, and it was actually one of the last shots, right? That we did.
Yeah, definitely.
It was like the last
Might have
one,
been
like
of the
the ending.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. We had 2 fire extinguishers full of fake blood. We had pneumatic squibs. We had CO2 powered blood diffusing tools. We had God, I don't know how many gallons. We used a lot of red. We made a big mess in multiple locations. So yeah,
I'll say.
Yeah, really.
In more ways than one, but yes,
Yeah.
it was a beautiful mess.
Yeah, Jess was pretty cool too. I don't think he'll ever look at oatmeal the same.
No, absolutely not. But
He
Heard on
never did.
that.
I don't want to
Never
reveal
did.
Robert's secrets of goo, but the blood it smelled very nice actually. Believe it or
Yeah.
not, it
Yeah.
was very
100%.
yes.
That's a
Yeah.
hell of a compliment that your
Well,
blood is so
except-
palatable
No,
on set.
I'm gonna say otherwise because there was an outfit that Bravo had on, his all black outfit, obviously because he was working with blood. And Bravo was my roommate in the Airbnb that we stayed in. And
Oh,
he
no.
came home and we had, what do we have, like 8 people in the Airbnb? So 1 washer, 1 dryer. We all had to take turns. So for like a day or two, his outfit was like on the floor. You remember?
Oh.
It started getting funky. Something. I don't know if that was the same blood we used, but
Yeah.
also
That's-
Bravo. Make mention as to where you went when you were covered in blood and forgot that you were covered in blood after
Oh.
filming.
Yeah, I went to the liquor store and someone asked me what happened. And I said, "Oh, I just killed some fuckers." I forgot that people don't know me. So yeah, that was well received. I'm there with the rest of the cast, and they're all running
Yeah,
away.
he had
like,
enough blood on him. It was like the movie Carrie. It was
Oh,
like drenched,
No,
and he just
it's-
goes in there like wanting. Yeah, I don't know what you got. I wasn't
I
there
didn't
with
take
them, but I
shots.
heard about it.
You had me working long days. I needed more caffeine.
That's incredible. I was gonna ask you how many gallons of blood, but I get if it's too much to count.
I mean, I don't know, 10, 15. We used a lot.
It's a lot of blood.
I know we used. We used a lot. Because each one of those fire extinguishers holds 3 gallons of blood.
I was gonna say how much is in those extinguishers.
Yeah.
And we used a couple of them.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he blew some out on some characters. That's all I'm gonna say. Like literally
Yeah.
a whole canister on
Yeah.
Oh,
some of the characters. So.
I'm just glad the money was going to where it needed to in this, and that was the people getting paid in blood. So.
And
Oh, yeah.
actually, John, what Robert was discussing one last shot. The creature that he made that's actually available on the Finishing Funds campaign. You can have it
Yeah.
for your very
Full
own.
body suit.
You can put it on. You can
mask.
Yep.
Hmm.
You can.
Halloween is coming up.
Yep.
Hell
Wow.
yeah.
Along with, I think Felissa Rose played a vampire. She had some.
Yeah, her fangs are on there.
And you can get those as well too. Screen worn fangs.
Hell yeah.
Shameless plug. You can buy my shirt. Actually, it's spoiler alert. It's soaked with Bravo's blood, and it probably still smells great. You know. And
Yeah, but how much are you though? Because we could I would sell myself on Indiegogo personally. I don't know what that value is, but
well, John, I'm glad you asked because I am discounted down for 1 day.
For 3
Use
payments. For 3 payments at $5.95.
Yeah.
Yep.
promo code Dakota Endings.
Yeah.
So, but my next question is actually for Doug. Because before I ask you, I have a couple personal questions that I'm just kind of curious about myself. But firstly, in anything that feels like it's too spoilery, we can absolutely edit that out. Don't worry about that. Unless Richard starts doing the kind of shit again.
Let's start leaning in.
But in its simplest form, can you tell us which sketch you're a part of and a little bit about your archetype that you play within that? Because I was definitely getting like Mad Dog Coke dealer vibes from the teaser trailer.
Well, pretty good. Yeah, that's I'm part of Side Effects, which Jeff, Ruben, Santiago, Angel, they're all part of. And yeah, we're kind of the underbelly of society, you could say. you don't want to bring us home to your mom. Yeah. So yeah, you kind
You
of
don't know my mom.
There you go.
I might want to now.
Oh yeah. The character's name is Mick Farrelly. So you can figure that out.
Oh, he sells coke. I got you.
Yeah,
Amongst other things.
Nick Pirelli. Yeah, you don't sell vacuum cleaners with a name like that. It's got to be
Door to
blow.
door. Door to door.
Yeah.
He's kind of the problem that starts the whole entire episode. He's he's one of those guys. But I think this episode that we did, I thought was going to be the goriest, action packed. It's insane. I really think that Bravo did incredible. Put it this way: Bravo ended up with more blood on him than anywhere else in the whole room.
He did.
Right?
You're talking about the waterboarding
Not to
thing?
give
Yeah.
anything away, but he technically waterboarded himself with his own blood. And we're ready to cut, and he's going, no, keep going. He's gargling the blood. Doug
Well, I
was the
can't see
closest.
what's going
Doug was the
on, and it's only
closest to
going to
it.
work
And
once.
People were like, some people were concerned, some were laughing.
I was right
All for
there.
the craft, man. All for the craft.
Yeah.
Bravo, you're a fucking warrior.
Oh,
Yeah.
you was.
Trying to think of how I can, without going into details of the gag, so no spoilers here. In order to execute it, I have to lay under the action. So I'm laying down on the floor beneath everything. And so the blood is going down from its destination and landing directly into my ear. And as I move into my nose.
Oh, you had it in your ear for like the whole week.
Oh, it was awful.
Remember? It was like messing with him. He was like, oh, he was driving him nuts. He couldn't get it out of his ear for a week.
I would be walking around and blood would start like 3 days later coming out of my ear.
Yeah.
That was a rough day.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
But I have a rule. I won't do nothing to them. I won't do to me. And so everyone saw, okay, he'll fuck his own day up. So it's all right if he fucks my day up. So
and that was the day that he went to go into the liquor store too.
That was, yeah.
Yep.
Also, I mean, I feel like Robert, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of this stuff, these gags and stuff, you only get kind of one take on this, really. And we all, I feel like, from what I saw, we nailed it on these takes, and it's. But you were very educational as far as like explaining to a lot of the actors who maybe didn't deal with these extinguishers and also like in the timing of things on how to react when when Jaren's yelling action and things like that. So you were, I mean, obviously just a master at your class and in your craft, and just, I mean, yeah, man, it really just flowed. I mean,
It was
That is a great deal. I'm just gonna throw it out there real quick for a vindictive, shameless plug because he said the words together like that. I'm doing a master class in downtown Los Angeles for practical special effects, August 28, 29, and 30 in downtown Los Angeles. You can get tickets on my website, bravofx.net. I don't know if that was on purpose, Jeff, but it was just too clean for me not to jump in and steal it.
man,
Fine. It's fine.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
easy for me to throw up. That's just fucking cannon fodder for me. Really, you helped me out for the
Hey,
plug.
But in regards to what you were saying, Jeff, yeah, a lot of these you do only get one take because if it doesn't work out well, yeah, you can do it again, but it's 7 hours to reset. You have to take all the prosthetics off. You have to wash your actors. You have to get them in duplicates of their wardrobe. You have to get everything perfect. Then you have to do the makeup again, and then you have to do it. So it's possible to do a second take, but it's a nightmare. And remember, a day on a film set is very, very expensive. So the last thing that, the above the liners that Richard or Jaren or Jeff wants to see happen is me blow a take. So we'll have a little sit down before we get going and say, hey, this is what's about to happen. If something goes wrong, don't you dare turn off that camera because I can't stop it. So, this is how we approach things. This is what we do if we don't get what we want. This is how we work with it, yada, yada, yada. And the more communication you have with your entire team, the better your chances are of getting that shot on the first take. And I don't think we had any we had a couple where it's like, okay, we're going to use this take instead of this take, but I don't think we had a single blown shot in the entire show.
No. In like when we were watching it, like I know, like, I've never worked with Bravo before, and some others that have not, and there was like kind of like this, like this tension, like this tenseness, like, but then after like, he just kept hitting, 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. And then we're like, everyone was relaxed, like fucking got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like after all, and I mean, like, and I don't know if I said it to Bravo, but I definitely made mention to it. I can't remember to who, was just like, yo, Bravo, like saved us. Like I don't even know that we'd finish filming if he didn't nail those shots. I mean, like you said, you have to reset. Now you got to wash a fucking wall and wait for it to dry or repaint something and shit. Like we didn't have to do any of that. Like we're able to just destroy shit and leave it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
hats off to you, brother. Hats off.
And this madman set us up for day one with like day one. I get there and we use, I think, 12 gallons of blood, 2 fire extinguishers, squibs. Like there was no getting into it and working our way. It was hit the ground running and go absolutely insane right off the bat, which was great because like we survived day one and the whole crew was like, oh, okay, you know how to do stuff.
Yeah, day one was one of our concerns. I know, like Jaren and I were like, if we can get through day one, we're good. But then there was like another day that was kind of like a bump. Like, okay, if we can get through this day too, and we did.
That was actually how I approached every day of the show. It's like, all right, if we get through day one, we'll be okay. And then day two came. It's like, oh, we can get through day two, we'll be okay.
Yeah, right. You just keep resetting.
One thing I tell you that we learned from Bravo, especially all the actors, I'm sure Jeff will tell you too, that, when it comes to those gags, not only is it a timing thing, but you got to worry about the angles. That's something people don't take into consideration. So, you might have this thing going off and you might have the timing correct, but Bravo will be like, wait, you got that angle's not correct because, the effects have to go in the right direction, And that was very impressive how everybody nailed it.
I mean, also to Jaren, like Jeff has a scene that's very, very angle important. And these are these things where it doesn't matter how good your effects artist is. If the wrong DP is, if the wrong cameraman is handling things, you can have an amazing looking thing that still looks absolutely awful. And between Jeff and Christopher Robin, who is, handling all the lighting and the atmosphere, the smoke, and in Richard's vision, this stuff looked badass. Like I was only a small part of that. Everyone, Bravo, and keep feeding my ego. But man, the whole team stepped up on all this, all these shots.
I could just piggyback off of what Bravo just said. I think we can all agree. As far as the shots, the colors, the lighting.
Lighting's
Chris Robin was who was the gaffer and did the lighting and but the shots that were set up by Jaren and his crew, it's really gonna look so good. It looks so good, and I think that's those colors and those hues and those tones are so important in any film, but especially a horror film. And so it's just I can't wait to actually see that finished product. With the way that Jaren and Rich shot this thing, and it's just, I'm telling you right now, I really feel like it's a beaut of an anthology, and I'm looking forward to. I mean, Doug and I worked on one story together, Side Effects, but I'm really looking forward to seeing one last shot in the package, and seeing how all that stuff came out. So,
yep.
And I really enjoy what we did to Dan in that second one and one last shot. Like
I really enjoyed what you did to Dan's mom's basement in Side Effects.
That was a really cool one, yeah. But the other thing that we keep piggybacking off each other, but that was really cool was there's a fear when you have the same team doing the whole anthology. A lot of the time in these anthology movies, each story goes to a different cast and crew, and we had different cast members, but it was the same crew more or less throughout the entire thing. And so the fear is you have 3 movies that look the same. And we were really, really lucky because, like, one of them is lit very noir and bright colors and very cool. One of them is very moody, and one of them is kind of neon and stuff like that. So it's fun because, like, it doesn't look like the same movie 3 times. Like they do fit together in the same world. But it doesn't get stale because of that. And, that's a fear that you have when it's an anthology done by the same cats, if that makes sense.
Well, and the really interesting part about this teaser trailer that is available on YouTube, that you guys can go watch, and we actually put it up pretty often on our page as well, whenever you guys want to check it out. But to kind of reflect what you guys have kind of been talking about, is what was incredible to me, like you're saying, is the cinematography and the lighting and the way that these worlds are set up. Because what's crazy is we just spent like 15 minutes talking about how fucking crazy all of the effects are in this film, and y'all really don't want to show that off yet. And it feels like there's just like this present that we're going to unwrap when this movie comes out, because it's going to be, I mean, there are some things, and there's always that intensity, which is what I think again is kind of sold with like the cinematography and the lighting and the acting in general. Dude, when Chaney drops that line at the end, I was just like, oh, someone like when they were cutting that together, I was like, they knew exactly what they were fucking doing with this one.
Yeah.
But
that's all Rich right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's
Yeah.
yourself and Jaron that are doing the editing, correct?
Yeah. Jaron right now is getting right with himself, swimming in Florida, and then he's right back at the edit. He needed to kind of decompress and stuff, which we all did.
Oh yeah.
But
Jaron's a busy man.
the wonderful thing is like Jaron, when we were working on this, obviously we did side effects, we co-directed, he handled one last shot, and I handled, why do I always forget the name of my own thing? Okay, the package, right, the package. So we had one together and then one each individually, but like we were still, even though like we did the individual one things, we'd kind of like pepper an idea to each other here or there. I'd be like, are you gonna do this? Okay, but we didn't step on toes. It was more or less like a good nudge, if you really saw something that maybe should be in there. And just very fluid. Like in the past I've worked with some people that cinematographers that it was difficult to convey certain things that I saw like in my mind to them, whereas Jaron, like, I mean, there was like moments where I could be like, okay, I don't even need to stand right next to you. You framed that up exactly like how like I would have, it just, everything was so fluid with the crew. Like I've never seen anything like it. We had a lot of actors, say the same thing. Like you guys work really well together, and some of the crew had worked with each other before, but they all know what they're doing, and there's not a lot of sitting there thinking like, oh, how am I going to light this or whatever? I mean, like Chris, Robin Koch there, it's like, hey, I need this lit like that. And it's like, boom, like, like the light's like right in his hand and like stick it on something and it's like done. It's like, holy shit. Like, what are you, like fucking Batman with these lights? and like, everybody like on the crew was like that, and then like, the cast, everyone knew their lines and stuff. And even people that we brought in, relatively, we had some issues, some scheduling issues, where certain actors couldn't make it. And then also circumstances.
Like myself, I know I was holding it up. That was my fault.
Yeah. That almost shut down the whole damn production because of you. but like we, just had like everybody knew their stuff, and we did have a tight schedule. in, with Bravo nailing all the effects, with, Jaron nailing the shots, and, LB with the sound, and Chris, with the lighting and everything. I mean, just everybody knew their shit. It was just such a fine, well-oiled machine that there wasn't, there was some times where it was tough just for the scheduling reasons. And things you can't control, night and day. Shit, it's going to be dark soon. We got to get these shots. But, you can't make the sun come back up or whatever like that. But there was never like a severe panic. There was never like, everybody just knew their stuff, and very fluid, very fluid.
First, Chris did make the sun come back up once.
Oh shit! Yes, he did.
Yeah. And second, while we're complimenting people, also shout outs to Faith, who our assistant director, who's in charge of scheduling us.
Hell yeah.
2 actors away for 6 hours, and you got to figure out how to shoot around that. And I don't think we ever fell behind on schedule, so we're over here shouting everyone out.
No, we got ahead. Well. We got ahead on schedule. Like
that's true.
The one day she had us like 3 or 4 hours ahead, and then the next day was like simple.
Yeah.
And it's not like we even went over that time. Like we're like, oh, let's go do 3-4 more hours. She was just that thorough that we got stuff done, quick, and she was on it, and put us ahead of schedule, which gave us like an easier day in there.
Yeah, every intention of probably going past midnight, as far as acting, the 5 days that we shot side effects, but we wrapped relatively, everything moved. It really moved quickly. Like Rich said, everyone knew their shit. It was all premeditated. We had the best crew. Robert was on point again, Mr. Bevo. And it just flowed, man. It flowed. But it just like a lot of, like I said, like a lot of us, we had our shit just locked tight, and I think when you see this, John, the final product there, you'll see what we're talking about. It just gels. It's such a, it looks good, and the actors are great, and we all really just we all in a way kind of the actors, we all kind of sacrificed a little bit physically in this as well too. I can't go into detail too much, but I saw again, like what Robert said, and Angel Bradford, who came in to play one of the leads in our segment, side effects, just a fucking warrior, and and she probably had about a month or so to get into this character.
She was originally in a different role, and due to the scheduling, like she went in from like a supporting role into a main, and she killed it, man.
Yeah, she is an absolute powerhouse of a performer. Like I've watched her in some movies where like the quality is what you think it is, but then like she just like elevated it so much higher than it was. Like, and it's crazy to see that kind of stuff happening in not stuff like this, because there is budget behind it. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of thought that's going into it. But when you start collecting those people across, and that's why I'm so fascinated with this film, I think more than anything else, is what we keep talking about. Like y'all have essentially assembled the Justice League for this movie, between your cast and your crew. Like I just remember when spoilers started dropping, and I was just like, oh my God, fucking everybody's in this. LC's in it, fucking Chaney Morrow's in it, Felissa's in it, Doug's in it. Like there were all of these people, and then I started seeing like Jaron. Like Jeff was slick about it earlier, but Jaron is really like one of the busiest people on earth, because he is in all of these projects because he's so talented. And it's really cool, and I'm so excited. I will say, like, something that's kind of fucked up is I'm watching y'all like watch the movie in your head when you're like, you'll have these moments of just like, oh yeah, that was so good, and I'm just like, you son of a bitch, like I haven't eaten like.
That was a really cool thing also.
Go ahead.
I had the luxury because I had to, understand what we got, what we needed still. So every day I got to sit back and watch dailies with Jaron. So I have seen the movie. Like I've seen every take and every clip. So I know
wow.
it's there. And I could tell you, like, it's going to be something special.
Before
I
you
sign
go,
off and,
what was that about your master class again?
oh,
Go ahead.
You're a good
Pluggers be
man.
plugging.
You're a good man. Yeah, it's in downtown Los Angeles. So someone I know leased an event space in downtown. It's 251 South Main Street. Come keep an eye out for us. But to help her get the word out and to bring some more money to the location and a couple of bucks into my own pocket, I'm hosting a slate of horror themed events. So, one of them is this 3-day masterclass. On day one, I'm going to be teaching people casualty simulation, which is the blood and the guts, those kind of makeups. On day two, we're going to do some fabrication. I'll teach people how to make fake body parts and prosthetics. And then day three, we'll go into creatures. And I'm hoping that I can get us a little celebrity Q&A kind of thing. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to sell tickets, and without getting butts and seats, I don't have the money to put into that. So that's going to come down to how many people decide that this class is for them. I will say right now, tickets are going for $500, which sounds like a big number, but it's also a quarter of what people pay for these classes normally. Usually you pay $2,000. I'm doing it for $500. Again, the reason is because this is not so much about making money. It's everything we make is get pumped into the location, and it's to help my friend get her event space started. And then, in the near future, we're going to be doing a film festival, a little, maybe a baby horror convention, things like that. So we're all trying to get the excitement and get some cool things coming. So I
So
can't
if you
tell you
want to
who
learn
I'm.
how to do the effects the first time and save yourself a lot of time and a lot of
Yeah.
money and things, you go to this master class.
There it is. And it's also, it's not strictly for people who want to be effects artists. This is for people who enjoy the horror community and want to learn and want to interact. And, every day I'm doing a lecture portion, a demonstration portion, and then a hands-on interaction portion. So this is like scary, fucked up day camp. Like this is a chance where people who like this messed up stuff can get hands-on, can play with the blood, can interact with other, names in the industry and things like that. So it's really cool. I wish someone did it for me when I was getting started. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, www.bravoeffects.net, and then go to the classes section on my website. And, go check out my work and hire me. I need jobs. I need to make monsters and kill things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all my LA people out there, make sure you're checking this out. I know I would if I could not have a broken leg right now. Because I will say Bravo, I am absolutely fascinated with what you do. I am absolutely fascinated with the intricacies of stuff like that. And to hear the praise that you're getting and like just the stories that we've heard so far in this episode I'm so excited for this movie because I'm so excited to see what you do. Because everyone's like a giddy schoolgirl right now about like the amount of blood that you're shooting over everybody and waterboarding yourself and shit. Like it's gonna be incredible.
Yeah,
maybe we'll show that on the behind the scenes at some point.
Yeah.
I'm always nervous with when we blow so much smoke and we talk too much pride, but I actually think that we live up to it on this one. So I can't wait for y'all to see it. Also, one last shout out, not shout out, but a thing to talk about, and it's not a Deadly Endings thing, but I just got to see footage for A Hard Place, which is the film I produced and ran effects for in Ohio in February. That's going to be fucking badass too.
Yep.
I hope it lives up to Deadly Endings. That's my goal for it. But
and a lot of the actors, some actors that were on A Hard Place are on Deadly Endings as well.
That's
so
true.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm shouting out other projects too, I'm doing the visual effects now. I already ran practical effects for David Howard Thornton's The Dead Place, which the guy from Terrifier.
Yeah.
And
Michael Pickle, right?
Correct. And I'm just taking over visual effects on that. So I'm doing a couple of visual effects on there. So I had the luxury of watching footage on that too. These are three amazing projects. These are three really, really badass shows that you guys have to watch. And Deadly Endings, jump onto that the Finishing Funds crowdfunder. Dude, there's some amazing stuff. There's screen use prosthetics. One of them, does it say who it is? Who wore it?
Yeah. Most of them. Yeah.
Well, buy Dan's prosthetic. Dan's prosthetic's fucking badass. I'm super proud of that one. The creature suit, the producer credits. There's just one amazing thing after another. I highly recommend any lover of horror goes and checks out that Indiegogo.
Angel has a
And,
prop too.
I do have to slip away.
Yeah.
Well, Bravo, it was an
Yeah,
absolute
there's
pleasure
a-
meeting you.
There's a hand prop that she interacted with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been,
And keep tabs on me. I'm always around. All right, how do I log out? All right. Bye,
All right,
everyone.
Bravo. I'll see you, buddy.
Get me the fuck outta
He
here.
doesn't know how to log out. Just walk away. Leave it on. Leave it running.
I feel like it's supposed to be like Bravo out, like every
Bravo
time.
Like he just goes like this, like where he like just destroys the camera.
Really did.
Yeah, he actually has to buy a new phone every month because he just keeps
kills them.
fucking.
They're burner phones.
John,
Oh.
just real quick though, what Robert was saying about tickets for his masterclass. As far as with the Finishing Funds campaign, most importantly, what we're trying to really push is tickets for this premiere, which
Mhm.
which you can buy right now on the Finishing Funds campaign.
Yeah, and it's actually a luxury cinema. They have like almost like a chandelier and everything, and it's not your typical. I don't want to badmouth any theaters because we want to go in them at some point.
But we
But,
want the one with the chandelier.
Yeah. I mean, they're literally marketed as luxury, the cinemas.
It's from what if I
like
think
Jeff
we're
will
gonna-
massage your feet while you watch the movie. That's part of the luxury.
Exactly. If we're gonna, we're right now we're narrowed it down to one. But I've been in this cinema a handful of times. Actually, I just saw Longlegs there last week. So just to kind of get get refamiliar with it again, if we do indeed book this place, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Yes, like I said, Finishing Funds campaign is very important to us because the more people can contribute and just kind of give us a hand right now, the faster we can get the post production done on this sucker, and then we can just get it right out to you guys. So it's a team effort really from us and the fans and everyone. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really cool stuff on. Like I was actually going to say, like let's talk about some of the perks for a minute, because I definitely wanted to have a highlight. I know what I liked about y'all's campaign the entire way through is everything there's a very wide spectrum of things that you can get at really all kinds of different prices. Whether you want to do something on the higher end, or if you want to like get a Blu-ray, or if you want to get a hat, or those badass posters that y'all have right now. I feel like there's so much, and it's one of those things. And actually, for the people listening right now, one of the things that I would like to say is I learned this talking to a lot of people that have done Indiegogos and all of that kind of stuff. If you don't have a lot of the means to help, but you really believe in the project, something really cool that you can do is donate $1, and then the next day donate another $1, and then do another $1, because all that's going to do is help boost this algorithm for these guys on Indiegogo, and that's a big deal. That just means more people are seeing it, more people are trending, or sorry, more of it is trending, and it's a very easy way that you can help out Deadly Endings, because I know as an avid gambler that you can go through $5 pretty easily.
Right.
Especially on baseball, but that's a whole other thing. But again, like it's really cool that you have like the props, like you're saying. Was I right to hear that we can't sell the boob though?
No, I'm keeping it, man. Like,
Oh.
yeah, you're right. You're right to say that because I ain't letting it go. Like that's like the only thing from the set. I'm like, what would I keep? For my own keepsakes. I'm like, I gotta
The
take
boob.
it's like a prosthetic boob. With the
So you
nipple
can just
on there
put
and
it
everything.
on different shit in your house.
Everybody, don't lie, Perfido and Jeff. You wanted it too, but I grabbed it and I ran. I ran with it down the street. No one was.
Yeah, I didn't even know it existed until today because I don't think that was.
Yeah, really.
But are there any other because I know we said there's
There's
all
only
of these.
one boob, if that's what you're getting at.
I
There's
know
no
that
other.
it still blows my mind that there's one boob. Like
Yeah.
there's like this
Yeah.
scene. There's a scene in The Simpsons that always stands out to me, and it's when they go to spring break in Florida in like the 7th or 8th season or some shit like that. Homer comes back to the motel room like pissed drunk, and he just goes, "Marge, guess how many boobs I saw today? 13." And I'm thinking to myself, that's an odd number. So were they sets or were they individual boobs? And right now it feels like you just got the individual boob.
Yeah. We'll say this, something happened to the other boob in the movie.
Oh,
We'll just
see,
say that.
that's the
There's
Easter
no
egg that I was looking
Now
for.
that right there is going to pack the theaters right there. What happened to the other boob? Never mind anything else, but
Yeah, I might have to edit that out. That spoiler was top tier.
yeah, you're right. Classified material.
But seriously though, there are a lot of props that are available, like we were talking about, like Felissa Rose's teeth, and from the vampire sketch.
Yeah, we have some wardrobe outfits, Jeff's shirt, that gets messed up. We won't say how. There's and some of the stuff, like we even have autographed. I know we have oh geez, I'm trying to think like some of the stuff that's autographed. Well, it's not on there. I don't know why I'm telling you it's not on there, because there was a great concern. We have fake bricks of cocaine, kilos. They got I'm like, these are great. Like, well, let's sign them, and this is the best prop, right? Like, and then everyone's like, oh, you can't send that in the mail, and you can't do this, and we'll get banned from Indiegogo, and I'm like, just like shit for a fucking fake brick. What I mean?
For selling someone powdered
Doug
sugar
used to
through the
sell
mail.
fake bricks, no problem.
Yeah, really. And they weren't even autographed.
Yeah, they weren't autographed. No, you don't want to trace it back to yourself, But yeah, but there's there's a significant. I think there's also the prosthetic fangs for one of the other vampires, a few wardrobes, the full creature suit, severed appendages and whatnot that were used in the movie. Santiago Cirillo, from The Walking Dead. We have his shirt that he wore. He signed that. We even have his pants. I didn't wash them or anything. They're in a Ziploc bag. We got that. You could, hey, if you want them washed, I'll wash them and then send them, or you can, get them how they are. But yeah, we just got like a lot of stuff, and the creature suit actually is probably really in total. I mean, it's from like ankle to wrist, all the way up neck, face. I mean, it's an entire suit, and it's just an exceptional suit that Mr. Bravo, constructed, and probably would really be a $3,000 more suit. We have that on there for the wonderful price of $1,000, which could still, it's not destroyed.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to buy that and then do their movie with it, and then when they watch my movie, they were like, oh, they stole that suit idea from the other movie, So it's possible, right? So
it's just the multiverse. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just the multiverse. It's different. Yeah. They could always airbrush it a different color,
Well,
so
I was gonna say, I know you guys are also pushing for the premiere, like Jeff was saying, but for those who wouldn't be able to make it, I saw that you also have the opportunity to have. I don't think the wrap party is the right word, but you have like the opportunity to zoom in, correct, with all the cast and crew on a certain date.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have like a little like meet and greet with everybody virtually.
Yeah. Yeah. We would more or less look to do that like at the, the premiere when most of the people are, all together. I can't fly everyone in for that. We'd lose money on that, so no, but like what, we could either do it that way or we would just structure it so that everybody, joins on, onto like Zoom or something and then can, talk. So
Yeah, but that's still an
they can ask
opportunity for all
questions,
these
do a
people to meet all
Q&A.
these people, which is really cool. It's really cool that
We'll
like
get you on there and then you can hit record and get another little free show out of it. We'll
with
sneak everybody in.
with the 1,000 people that are gonna get this perk, I'm definitely just gonna like
And we're
hit
hoping
record.
so.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit record, hit the bottle, and just let everybody talk.
Just let it fly. Yeah, just let it fly. It's the best way to do it.
Well, we're getting to the end of this episode, but I would really like to go around for a minute and just and actually before that, sorry, I do have one more question for you specifically, Richard.
Yeah.
And it was with when you wrote this script.
Yeah.
I know that like and you were really talking about it in our last episode where you saw the film in your mind's eye and you know how everything wanted to look and you knew exactly what each of those stories meant to you and what it was supposed to be, which is super impactful for writer directors from the get-go. I think that people can write and some people direct what other people have written or whatever, but there's something so much more impactful of this is your story that everybody came together to create, correct? So with my real question is, with what you've seen so far, has it lived up to everything that you imagined?
Yeah, it does. I mean, there's obviously, when I'm writing it, in my, like it's in my head and I'm putting it down, and I'm writing it. The only thing you're very limited as to what you really have control over, and everything is kind of just becomes plastic. And the only thing I knew that I could mold, a little bit more solid into what I wanted was the actors. Okay, say it like this, pause like that, this and that. I, like location wise in my head, I'm writing from a different perspective. I'm like, okay, I see the room is this, it's got yellow walls, it's got this or that, so then you always have to adapt, and to locations, in certain things, certain props, like, okay, like this one in my mind, it looked like this, but like, this is what we got and stuff like that. So you're just kind of like trying to make it as close to what you want, and, the thing for me is like all those other things are, obviously I'm writing from a perspective and from what I see in my mind, and you're not going to get everything 100%. You're just not. So the thing that you really want to do was I just wanted it to be very, entertaining and have all the moods be correct, have the interactions be correct, and stuff. And that's what really I have control over, you know what I mean? To a degree. Obviously like the actors kind of input some of their own personality or nuances or whatever and give of themselves, which you have to be accepting of that, otherwise you're just, working puppets, and stuff like that. You want to have a normalcy to it. So, and there's definitely times that you just got to let people shine and do their thing and just kind of take a step back and say, well, let's see what they come up with, and there is moments where they just come up with something that blows you out of the water and it's better than what you even, I had on paper, and I said, okay, shit, that's what we're going to do. And there's sometimes it doesn't, it doesn't work, like what I wrote, like, I'm like, okay, that's not good. Say something else, say anything, let's throw 6 different things, improv or whatever. So you just work it until it hits that beat, until it hits that pulse. And you're like, okay, this is what we got. And this is beautiful, and let it become what it's meant to be. I think like the more the harder like you hold on to something, you can crush it, but if you hold it just the right amount, you're not going to lose strength and it's going to still stay, beautiful. So, everybody kind of contributed, all the way down, from lighting to, I'm sure even Faith you know, had some suggestions and stuff, and it really does take everybody. So at some point I have to realize that it's not entirely my vision. It was my vision when I wrote it, but it's everybody's vision the moment that everyone steps on set.
That sounds like the wise words of a director, my guy. Like, I gotta tell you.
Yep.
Thank you. Make
Um,
sure you don't edit that. Yeah, right, Doug.
I'm not even fucking recording right now, dude.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Do you know how many times I waited for us to cut back to Jeff and just have him sleeping in his bed? Like, I've been waiting. I was like, if he
Dude,
ever does that, like, I
when
don't
we-
want to say anything, but if he
When
does
we
that, it's gonna be
wrap this
amazing.
thing, man, I'm pulling them covers and I'm just
Face down.
Yeah, he'll do it after his phone, you know, the same way. Like Mr. Bravo.
but
Oh,
real
go ahead,
quick,
Jeff.
John, to piggyback off of what Rich just said. One thing I can tell you with a little bit of a fine, an okay spoiler, but this script that Rich penned here, it's a horror movie that obviously delivers the gore and the kills and all that stuff, but this is one of the most character driven horror movies I've ever been a part of, or I've ever read before. It's so character driven. It's so it's not just a horror film where you're not developing these characters and you're just killing them off, and it's just, I mean, it's like the tagline is, in a way, it's set upon the human condition. And each of these three stories is just so fucking unique and just so character heavy. And I'm excited to see, all this unfold. Again, like, I was a part of Side Effects with Doug, and unfortunately, I wasn't on set to see the other two stories come to life. But I just can't wait to sit back at the premiere and just see it all on the big screen. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So get those fucking tickets now on
Get 'em,
the
baby.
Indiegogo.
Get 'em.
Get
Get 'em.
them
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, you'll
Um,
be able to watch it. I mean, there's not any other time that people will be able to watch it, with the stars,
Get them tickets and come
pick
to
our brain
mass.
and ask us and hear the stories of what really happened after that take, or hear the stories and
Yep.
be more part of the experience,
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to as well too. When I can finally talk about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we'll do a full episode on it. Like, I am so excited to actually talk about this film and like really dissect some of the stuff that happens, especially since I know all of you cool people for this. But one thing I really want to mention, Jeff, as a testament myself, I went to the Wolf Hollow premiere in Pittsburgh, guys, and I gotta tell
Awesome,
you,
man.
oh yeah, it was one of the greatest nights of my entire life. And I'm telling the listeners right now that is such a unique thing. And like, I'm not saying that you're gonna get invited to the after party like we were, but like, but it is. Oh yeah, we were like drinking with Lynn Lowry by the end of it, and it's the coolest thing that's happened to me in my entire life. But that could be you. That could be you doing this shit, dude.
Absolutely. Yeah, we did a Wolf Hollow premiere actually in my hometown of Pelham, New Hampshire, and we sold it out, 150 seats.
Nice.
I didn't think we
Now
could do
sell
it,
this
but-
one out, Jeff. You come on.
So,
And the
but
good
what's
thing
cool
about this
also
is-
about to
is at the premiere, I mean, like, just knowing from like working with everybody is that everyone's so approachable. You're not going to get anybody that was cast or crew that's just like, get away from me, like, you know what I mean, like, I don't want to sign that or whatever. I mean, just it's for the fans. Like, when I made this, I just wanted something that looks really cool. Like, just like, I really put, a lot into making it memorable, making it different. I think like all the stories have just got like, these, in my opinion, I mean, shit, I'm biased myself, but I just wanted something that, that was different. It's not the typical zombie, thing, or the typical vampire or the typical demon. There really is a twist to all of these. And I think, nothing beats. I mean, there's probably some people out there that are like, let's just wait for it to go on some streaming thing where it's free. Yeah. Well, if you want to wait a year and watch it, in your house,
Lame.
yeah,
Lame.
exactly right. Or do you want to you want to step out, and meet everybody and become part of the experience and ask questions that you're not going to get to ask us if you're watching it at your house,
Right.
And then like I said, everyone's pretty damn approachable, that you come up and hold like a conversation, get something signed or whatever. I mean, I'm not charging for my autograph. I don't think they're worth anything, but well, I shouldn't have said that because I signed a few of the damn perks. I mean, it's worth a lot. It's going to be, so. And if not, then bring the shit that I signed and have someone else sign over my name or something. I don't know.
But yeah, so guys, make sure that you are checking out this Indiegogo finishing funds. There's so many cool perks. Definitely try to get. I cannot stress it enough. If you have the opportunity to go to the premiere, it is one of the coolest experiences. Again, I straight up, like for me, it was incredible. You meet all of these people that are excited that you're excited to meet them. And that's crazy. That's like, especially with like all the crazy shit that's going on in the world right now. Like, let's watch people get absolutely fucking butchered in not real life and then meet all of these awesome people afterwards. So make sure that you guys are checking that out. The last thing that I want to do before we go is I would like all of you to say whatever you would like to all of your fans that are out there. And Doug, we're going to start with you.
Definitely try to get tickets to the premiere. I mean, that's a must. And besides the Deadly Ending stuff, you can follow me on Instagram. Instagram is Doug_New York, or Facebook is just Doug Profito. I was actually lucky enough to work with Jeff on a few things. And I did a couple more projects since that'll be coming out. This cast and crew is family pretty much now. I mean, me and Rich talk 5-6 times a day.
We do.
Sure, right? Easy. And
what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you wearing?
We fell in love.
I'm jealous. Rich doesn't do that much.
Is it another day with no sleeves, Doug? That's amazing.
And go to the theaters August 21st. See the movie Stream. I had a little cameo in that, and that's going to be a pretty big deal. The Levy brothers,
dude.
Great guys.
Great guys.
Yep, I've already got my tickets. I am so excited for that one. Jeff, what about yourself, brother?
Yeah, again, man, I mean, we really want to make this premiere come to life. As much as the fans are probably excited, we are excited. We're excited as cast and crew to see this sucker on the big screen and interact with people and just have a good time. But like I said, Finishing Funds campaign, those premiere tickets are on there. You can buy them right now and you're locked in. You're ready to go. What I can tell you is that Richie and I are working on bringing that to the New England area, probably somewhere in Massachusetts. I think that's what we've narrowed it down to. But with a string of luck, we could get it into some more theaters as well too. If you want to follow me, which I don't know why you would, but if you do want to follow me, I'm on Instagram, Jeff Dakota 1, because someone else took Jeff Dakota, I guess. I'm on Twitter X. That's where I get really freaky deaky after dark. You can find me Jeff Dakota on Twitter, just like that. Boom. And
on Tinder?
Yeah, I'm on Tinder, Bumble, Match.com. I'm on
Christian Mingle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Muslim Mingle as well.
Yep. GigoloMassholes.com.
He'll cater whatever religion you want him to be. Like as long as you date him.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm looking forward to. I got a project coming up with some of these guys that were on Deadly Endings in the next couple of weeks. I'm doing Mark Cantu's Grind. Doug's on that, I believe, as well too. Is that correct, Doug? Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And this is why my hair is still.
Oh,
fucking
so
growing.
Cantu is the guy that hired you for the damn mullet.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Well, I made mention on another podcast that I gave Jeff that look, the demand for that look months ago. I said, you got to do a mullet for this character.
Right.
Trust me, you're going to look great with it. It matches the character. And he didn't want to do it. And he's like, I don't want to do my hair like that.
I was
I'm
going
like,
to buy a wig, but I just
Yeah.
let that shit
I'm
grow,
like, you just
man.
go to, now you can go on mulletmingle.com and fucking find a chick there too. But I'm like, Jeff, you got to do it. So then Jeff didn't want to originally, and he fought me on it. And I said, you got to fucking do it, Jeff. Don't you fucking not do
Well,
it.
then
So then he
took it a
did
step
it, and
further
then now
and
he's
went to a
getting
barber.
roles because of it. His hair is more famous than him.
Yeah.
They're like, we want the hair. Bring it.
Yeah, Cantu reached out to me.
You're welcome, Jeff.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
man, I owe everything to you, man. I'll give you a cut of grind too while we're at it. So, all right.
Yeah. We too bad we can't get like a clip of Jeff's hair for the damn perks.
Oh shit.
Probably sell it for 10 grand.
Yeah, so I'm keeping the hair
Very
for
popular.
grind, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll we'll buzz it off at the premiere. What do you think?
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
Clippers and the Clippers.
You're famous
not?
for it now, dude. You got 2 roles because of that hair.
Yeah,
2
that's a
roles.
perk.
Keep it.
It's a perk.
It's a perk. People might want to pose with that hair. Who knows?
Richard, how about yourself, brother?
Yeah, just getting this done so I don't get the luxury of these gentlemen to go and do other shit. So like I got to sit here and supervise the editing with Jaron, who'll be working, like a maniac on this. But I can't like push enough for people to go to this premiere and get those tickets. A lot of the stars, they're not seeing this. They're not like me and Jaron with the edit, so they're not going to see it in its entirety. So you'll be literally watching it with the cast, with the crew for the first time. Like Jeff mentioned, he was only on his segment. So the 2 others, he doesn't know how they look, aside from the occasional still shot or anything. So you'll be laughing, crying, pissing yourself right along Doug.
Yeah.
Doug?
Like who doesn't want that? So just sit like one seat in between, like away.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
right
like the urinals,
Yeah.
like you're
There won't
breaking
be-
the urinal rule.
No, we're going to
It won't be butter.
theaters because
Won't be
of
butter
just
on the popcorn.
laughter and excitement.
Yeah,
So by and large, icy just in case. Basically.
Yeah.
Bring a bottle to pee in.
yeah. But if you're following me, I'm on mainly on Instagram and Facebook. So on Facebook, it's Richard Diesel. Instagram Richard_Diesel_Harlost. And those are like probably the best ways to get at me. Also, we have the Deadly Endings movie on Instagram and Facebook as well, as if anyone wants to follow along there. And for the announcements of the location of where we're going to be doing everything, where we're putting it, and stuff like that. So
Yep.
that's pretty much it. What's that?
IMDb. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. IMDb. There's
Yep.
always that.
Always that.
Yeah, real quick too. There are producer credits available on the Finishing Funds campaign. So if you snag one of those, you get your name, depending on what tier you do in the beginning credits of the film or the end credits of the film. But you get an IMDb credit as well on the film, and you are officially part of the DE team.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Join the deadliest of endings, guys. Make sure you guys check out that Indiegogo. Congratulations, guys, though, on making an incredible film. I know I haven't seen it yet, and but I have no doubt in my mind that this movie is going to be fucking incredible. And guys, go see it in the theater experience.
Yeah, man.
John, let that leg heal, man, and get your ass to the premiere yourself, man.
They can rebuild that ankle.
They already have. There's a plate and 9 screws in it. But enough about me. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for the Deadly Endings cast for being here. And thank you for joining us where it creaks, it cracks, and we laugh at the creatures that go bump of the night. Good night, everybody.
Good night. I'll see you.